Hey girlies, it's Tammy. I'm back at you with another video today. So today I am doing a brush review on these brushes. They are ZOEVA Dupe brushes. I bought mine from eBay or AliExpress, one or the other. I have a feeling something inside of me is telling me eBay. But I went on my order list, my previous orders on eBay, and I couldn't find it. I could only find a deleted item that was $13.69. But I did eBay, ZOEVA Rose Gold, and there are tons of other sellers that sell it. But I think my seller deleted it. So I got the set of 15, but they also do a set of 8, a set of 10, and then a set of 15. So I got the set of 15 for 13 something something. So you could probably get the set of 8 or 10 for cheaper than that. And it was from a UK seller, so maybe if you buy it from China it might even be cheaper than £10. But if you don't want to wait for shipping, then definitely grab it from a UK seller for £13. So yeah, moving on, I'm just going to test it out and finish my face. I have done foundation already, but that's just because I always prefer to do foundation with a sponge. So I thought there's no point, going out of my comfort zone and expecting to like something that I don't usually do you know what I mean? So I'm going to use the brushes for the rest of my face, but I always do my foundation with a sponge, so that's what I've done off camera, and I'm so excited to try these. I have washed them, so a couple of like bristles are out of shape if you can see, but it should still work perfectly fine, I hope. So I'm just going to run through and tell you what brushes come in the set. Also, let me go into packaging. So it is rose gold, the one that I got. They do look a tiny bit shorter than the ZOEVA brushes, but I do not have a ZOEVA brush, so I cannot compare it. There are 2 bristles like longer than the rest in this brush, which can easily be snipped, so it's not a big deal for me. It doesn't feel loose, it's not shaking. I have bought eBay brushes before and they would be like loose. These are not loose. So on the brush it does actually say ZOEVA, and it has a brush name. I believe it's the same that would match the ZOEVA website since they are dupes, but I do not know. Also on the back of the brush it says Color Love Makeup, so I don't know if that's a ZOEVA slogan, but it's right there on the brush. Okay, so in the brush set you get a 103 defined buffer, which looks like a good foundation brush if you like to use brushes for your foundation. Then there is a 112 face curve, which looks like this. Kind of good for like patting concealer under the eyes, which is probably what I'll use it for today. And then we have the 129 fan brush, which is for highlight or dusting off powder, whatever you want to use it for. This one did come with brush guards, so a couple of them do have brush guards for you to just slip on and protect your brush hairs. Then we have the 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek, so we have a cheek brush for contour or blush, whatever you want to use it for. Then I think this is my favorite brush out of it all because it's so soft. They are soft, guys. They do feel super soft actually, and it's nice and dense and thick, which is the 106 powder brush. I really like this one, and this one did come with a brush guard as well. Then we have the 109 face paint brush. Okay, you could use that for face painting, I suppose, but most probably nose contour or just getting a really chiseled cheekbone, that would work gorgeous. And then we have tons of eye brushes. So the first one is a 310 spot liner. Then we have the 317 winged liner. Then we have a 234 Luxy Smokey shader. This is not very flexible, it is quite stiff, so I would use it as a pack on shade, like a flat shader brush. Is that what it's called? Yes, smoky shader, but yeah, I would use it like a flat brush basically. Then we have the 227 Luxy soft definer brush, which is a bit longer and more flexible than the last brush I showed you. It is really soft and it feels like it will be really good to blend actually, so we will see. Then we have the 230 Luxy pencil brush, which is a little bit bent out of shape after I washed it. But then we have the 228 Luxy crease brush, which looks really nice for blending that crease. Yeah, it feels really soft. Then we have the 142 concealer buffer. Depends how you like to buff your concealer, but I would prefer to use this as a eyeshadow primer base thingamajig put on. That would be really nice. Then we have the 332 brow line, which actually has one hair out of place. Like I said, we can easily snip it, it's not a problem. And then last but not least, we have the 226 smudger brush, which is a really stiff thin brush. So that is all 15 that comes in the set. I'm just going to do my face with as many as I can. So first thing first, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to use my brow pomade, and I'm going to take the brow line brush, but I first need to take scissors and cut the one brush hair that is out of place. So I'm just going to dip that brush into my brow pomade. This is the NYX Tame and Frame. I can't believe I forgot to tell you, it actually comes with a bag as well. I think they offer it without the bag or with the bag, but if you get it with the bag, it's like a couple pounds more, so why not get the bag? It's a nice faux leather, however you say it. It's a faux leather bag. It's got a inside pocket as well. It's a really good size actually to use as a makeup bag once you take the brushes out. So the brushes did come in this, you take it out and then use it. So really nice quality bag actually, and it's got a rose gold zip. So yeah, just wanted to show that. Oh wow, that is really thin and precise. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'm in love, guys, already. I'm in love. Okay, so far it's a thumbs up with that brush. I've gone too far down, but I'll clean up with concealer, but I really liked how fast that was to apply. So for this, I'm gonna take the concealer buffer brush and I'm just gonna dab that all into my NYX eyeshadow base, and I'm just gonna dab that onto my eye. These brushes are so soft. Like, sometimes I'll get brushes from China and they will be pokey, like they dig the skin, but these are so soft. Now for today's look, we're going to be taking my Caribbean Spices palette. Girlies, if you haven't heard the good, great, amazing news, I sold out of the palette, and then I had to put up like a pre-order option, and I sold out of pre-orders, and thank you so much if you brought the palette. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're going to enjoy it, because obviously pre-orders haven't been shipped out yet, but when they are, I hope you enjoy the palette if you've brought it. And I'm getting new stock next week as well, so just make sure you keep checking the site, because I am restocking every second. And I told you guys when I first did my video on this that this shade would be the first shade to hit pan, and guess what? I've used it like a million times, and I can finally see the bottom. You know when you can see the bottom circle of the pan? I knew it would, because I use this every day as my transition color. I absolutely love it. So that's what I'm going to be using today. And I'm going to be taking the Luxy Crease, so I'm going to be taking the 228 Luxy Crease brush, and I'm going to be taking the transition shade I just showed you, the orangey brown. Now I would say for a transition crease brush, it is really thin compared to what I usually like to use. So I like to use this, which I got in an eBay set, which I will leave listed down below, because tons of you asked me last time I mentioned it to leave it listed below. So I will find it and link it down below. But it's like a set of 4 blending brushes for £2 something, so it's really worth it, and I have tons of these. So yeah, I have tons of these. These are just some more basically, and these are the types of sizes that, maybe let me put it here so yeah you can see. These are the types of sizes that I like to use for my crease brushes, compared to this brush. It's a lot thinner, if you know what I mean. So, but we'll see. It picks up the product nicely, so I'm just gonna tap this on first, because I know I picked up too much eyeshadow. I'm just gonna put this all over the lid for now. So that packed on the colour really nicely. Now let's see how it blends out. But it's definitely laying down, it's definitely working basically. It's definitely laying down the shadow. So it's done a decent job of blending the shade. Yeah, there's nothing to complain about really. It looks nice, it looks blended. It's not like choppy and chalky, so I give it a thumbs up from me. Okay, so next I'm going to take the 227 Luxy Soft Definer brush, which is kind of like the same length as the blending crease brush, but it's fatter. So I'm going to take this shade right here. I'm just going to pat this onto my, that is perfect for patting onto the outer V. I can feel it already. And you can also blend with this brush. I'm going to blend sideways. I'm going to blend with the brush sideways and see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a halo eye. So I'm also going to take that shade into the inner corner. Very pigmented shade, if I say so myself. Then I'm going to go back in with the crease brush and just blend the edges of that purple. Okay, and then I'm going to take the 230 Luxy pencil, and I'm going to take the black in the palette, or the blackish grey in the palette, and I'm going to place that onto my outer V as well. Really close to the lash line. and then going back in with the soft definer, which I used the purple on, and just tapping over that to make sure everything's blended. So for the center of the eye, I'm going to take this gorgeous gold shade, which everybody raves about once they get the palette. So I'm just going to rub my finger in it once so you can see the pigmentation of this. It's like insane. I'm also going to pop some on my inner corner. Oh! Oh! This is how pigmented it is. Okay, so for the sake of using more brushes, I'm going to take the Smokey shader brush, which is like a shader brush but smaller. It looks smaller anyway. And I'm going to take that same gold shade and use the brush to pat on, because I know I should be using the brush because it's a brush review, you know. I don't know why I used my finger. So I've just wet my brush a tiny bit just to see how these brushes perform when wet. Ooh, eyeshadow is looking super metallic and gorgeous. Of course, this brush is packing it on perfectly. Okay, so far I'm really happy with this look. I love it. So we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. gel eyeliner with the 317 wing liner ZOEVA dupe brush. Oh! This set might just be a must-have. Whoa. That is so sharp. Why don't you want to be twins today? Why? Come on. But as for the brush, I actually really like that. It was really, really precise until I got crazy and put too much gel eyeliner on the brush. Okay, so now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer and I'm just going to pat that under my eyes, what I usually do. Now, usually I like to pat in my concealer using a sponge, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to take the face curve brush and I'm just going to begin patting that under my eyes and we'll see what happens. Okay girlies, so while I was blending this under my eyes, I've really noticed an unpleasant smell, kind of like vinegar. And I know I washed these brushes as soon as I got them and they've literally just been sitting there since I washed them, so nothing has happened to them, but they smell like really strong, not vinegar, I don't know what it is, like chemicals or something, I don't know. It smells and it's really, maybe because I'm around my nose I can smell it now, but when I was using the eye brushes I couldn't notice it, but now I'm around my nose I'm like woo. And I did wash the brushes with like a brush cleaner, so it wasn't like some makeshift homemade brush cleaner, it was actual brush cleaner from a shop. But of course, you know, smells can be washed out, so I'll just have to keep washing it until it's gone. But as for blending, I really like that. It really did a kind of good job. Like, now I always set my under eyes with the baking method, so I take the sponge and then I dip it in and then I bake my face, which is what I'm going to do today. So okay, so now I'm going to take the face powder brush, or the 106 powder brush, and I'm going to take my MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in dark and I'm going to swirl this around, give it a big swirl and then begin. I like to press mine in. This definitely has the same smell, definitely. And this had a brush guard on it, so it definitely could not have got anything on it since I washed it. It smells like vinegar, legit like vinegar. It's just gonna make me break out even more. Now I'm gonna go in with contour, and for that I'm gonna use the Luxy Sheer Cheek. This one has it as well. It's kind of like deep in it. You can't smell it unless you go, you know, deep sniff. But then when I put makeup on it and I put it on, I can smell it. A little bit of a letdown actually. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Makeup Revolution palette. This is always on top of my contour stuff, so like when I see it I just grab it and not even look what's beneath it. Let me use something else actually. So it's been a very long time since I've used my City Color B Matte Bronzer in dark, which I used to use all the time, so I'm gonna use it again today. Just gonna swirl my brush around in it. Doesn't look like it's picking up much product for how much I'm swirling, but you know. Yeah, it's like I put the makeup on, unless it's reacting to something that I put on my face today. I did put a new moisturizer on today, but it's like I put makeup on the brush and then the smell comes out even more. And then I'm just going to take that same powder brush and dust away my baking. Okay, and just for the sake of using the face paint brush, I'm going to use it on my contour. I'm going to take the Makeup Geek contour powder and just chisel this part of my cheek. It smells kind of making me feel sick now. It's like straight up vinegar. Okay, I'm just going to pop lashes on and then I'll be right back. Okay, now my lashes are on, we can move on to lower lash line. So I'm going to start by taking the crease brush that I use and the crease transition shade that I first used as well, and buff that really blown out on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to dip into the purplish shade and the black shade that we use and blow that on the lower lash line as well. So I'm going to take the smudger brush and take the black and smudge the black under my lower lash line, so you can get really close with this brush. Then I'm going to take the Luxy Smoker shader, which is what I wet to use on my center of the eye. I'm going to take it and just top up the inner tear duct area. Now I'm taking Makeup Geek Obsidian eyeliner and I'm just going to put that on my lower lashes. Okay, so I'm cleaning off the sheer cheek brush because I contoured with it, and now I'm going to use it for blush. Now for blush today, I'm taking the LA Colors Mineral Blush in Dusty Rose, which looks like this. Just going to take a little bit of that, and do you know what it is, girlies? These brushes work really well. They blend really nice on the skin and blah blah blah. It's just the smell. Like this brush set would get a glowing review from me if it wasn't for the vinegar smell, which I really don't understand where it's come from, but it wasn't there after I washed my brushes. It wasn't there when I picked my brushes up this morning. It's literally now that I'm putting the makeup on, it's like it's bringing out the smell. I really don't get it, but I will definitely update the description box when I wash it another time, and then I'll put in if it still smells. If it does, then, you know, do not get this, because the smell is, it's not a smell you can get over. It's really quite strong actually. So yeah, keep an eye on the description box and I'll let you know if this smell goes after the next wash. Okay, and the last brush is the 129 fan brush. So I'm going to use this to highlight, of course. So I haven't used this in a while. This is the Makeup Revolution Golden Sugar 2 palette. So I'm going to use these two shades right here and I'm going to highlight. Okay, so that definitely works. These brushes definitely work. Like I said, girlies, it's definitely worth the money. If the smell goes, then it's definitely worth the money, but the smell is like killing me right now. I pray it goes because the brushes are really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna throw some lipstick on and then I'll be back at you with my final thoughts. Okay, so on my lips I put Colourpop lip liner in Pitch, and then I put Lime Crime's new Girls collection, the Velveteen in Cindy. So that's what I have on my lips right now. Okay, so final thoughts on the brushes, girlies. The only one I did not use is the one that you could practically use for foundation, but I told you it's because I use a sponge for it. But you could also cream contour with it. If I had thought of it, I probably would have done it, but I forgot. Yeah, so that's the only one I didn't use, but the rest, I'm gonna tell you now, it was a huge thumbs up from me. With price, amount you get, quality, it was a huge thumbs up. And then I got onto the face brushes, and as you would have saw, it started smelling. Apart from the smell, so take the smell out, even though it is a major letdown for me. Take the smell out, the brushes work perfectly. They blend perfectly. I really like the brushes. I really like them, which is why I'm praying the smell comes out, because I really like them and I want to continue to use them. Yeah, especially the eyebrows and the eye brushes, this powder brush, the fan, everything was good. Everything worked well. I think I look pretty good myself, if I do say so myself. It's just the smell. So yeah, that is my thoughts on it, girlies. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.